thanks to Alana, because obviously seeing her growth and her to stand there and be the identity and share and not get the emotions high. Talking about her past was massive, and yeah, she was literally on the right hand side here and going through the retreat herself. So it just a proven results. That's what it is. So how can you say you go and test something, but you don't need to test it because there's people that have got proven results. Yeah. So honoured to be with you on this one as well, leaders. So so yeah, obviously you've heard bits of Ben. You've heard a bit about my story. I'll go quick about the past, but I really want to focus on, which I know a lot of you are going to gel with, about when I actually done the shift and the change and how I've kept on moving forward and grow everything else. So I got married when I was young, about 18 and 19 I was. Got married, kids, my wife was pregnant, moved to Australia, decided to have the children in Australia. My whole life was drugged in and all that, drugs, blah blah blah. When you're that young, yeah, you know what I mean? Came here, obviously my son and my daughter was born. She then went back on a holiday, which I thought was a holiday. Went to the airport to pick her up, no one came back. Through that, obviously, I didn't know where she was, I didn't know where my children were, had this big ordeal of not knowing. Then obviously started proceedings to find out where my children were. Police from the UK, from Europe, the whole of Europe, because we didn't know, hunting the children down. Long story short, I actually found them. They were with her mum. So then I had to fly to the UK, pick up the kids, come back. Then I was in Australia, had 2 children, 1 and 2, on my own, didn't know what to do. Yeah? And knowing what I know now, I realised that I did whatever it took because I had no choice. It got put into my lap, just deal with it, yeah, as all parents would. So with that, started up a security business. Why did I start that up? Because I could work at night times. While they were asleep, my parents were looking after them. I could work at night time. During the day, I'm home to be with them, to teach them to walk, to change their nappies, and then eventually take them to school, blah, blah. So I designed my security business to suit my children and adapt. So I suppose being flexible externally. And reason why I say externally, because as this was happening, me being a man, didn't deal with my emotions, didn't deal with actually what was happening. My parents are my biggest fans now, but they had their own model of the world, and they were just, toughen up, you've got this, man, and had that drive to keep me going. And then, yeah, so the kids got older, it actually became a lot more easier. And then all of a sudden I just went boom, it was about a year and a bit ago now, just dived, hit rock bottom, didn't know why, shutting the door, ready to give my kids up to my parents and going to give them back to their mum. I don't know, I felt like there was a burden. I actually started saying to myself I don't love them because I just felt resentment towards them. That's completely honest. But I know now it wasn't, I did love them, but I just didn't love myself. So through the journey I found out that it was the trust in myself for the decisions that got made. I obviously hold a lot of resentment towards her and stuff like this. And it was just real negative spiral, just one negative thought on one negative thought, started shutting doors, turning lights off, in a mess on the floor, ringing my parents up, oh, I can't deal with this, they would have to pick the kids up, punching holes in it, just a real, yeah, as I'm supposed, just negative, lights are off, I would pretend I'm okay in front of people at work, do drugs to stay awake because I had a security business, and then I'd drink, and then a big facade. Yeah, had the car, had all these band-aids to fill that void, but then deep down when my friends are gone, lights are off, I was a balling mess, ringing my parents up like a little boy. Yeah. So obviously with that, my parents are now my biggest fan, but then they're going, you've got to go to the doctor's, Matt. There is a thing called depression. It does exist. You need to go on tablets. Don't feel sorry, just go and do it. I went, I don't know, something didn't feel right. I saw a big buffet on a live stream. We call him Lee Bundy. And when he was talking, I went, there is something like, I wouldn't even say it was a connection, it was a connection, but it made sense to me in where I was in that stage. And I can't even really remember what the actual live stream was about. I'm not using HotTube. And we had that connection, and I gelled with what the message was. But with that, I thought, I know it was uncomfortable, and I knew to reach out was something completely ridiculous to even think about doing it. But I just knew going down the other route, so that wasn't me. Yeah, I knew I was very self-destructive, but I knew I still love my kids. I just, something wasn't right. Like, yeah. So then, from that, got a call with Lee. He went, blah, 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 and we'll rock it out. Fucking, if you don't enjoy it, I'll give you your money back plus tenfold. I was still going, this is bullshit. What the fuck's NLP? What fucking mindset? What do you mean, Gundy? The full typical male bullshit. This ain't gonna work. So I started blaming I don't have the money. Then he goes, literally says this: if you don't high five me at the end of it, I'll literally give you your money back plus double, and I won't take no money off you now. And it's not even about the money. So I went, oh fuck, now I don't have an excuse. So I went, all right then. So literally, with the retreat was in 2 weeks. So I went, boom, whatever I had to do. Kids got looked after. Jumped on the plane, sat at the retreat, exactly where you sit right now. Our retreat was also just a massive retreat. As I was going through that though, in my head, still looking at him, going, fucking, I don't get it, I'm tired, why would you do this and do this? And like I said, the second day, it just went click. Yeah, I spat the dummy, like a lead, but he could fit it, I just spat it, I was just like, yeah man, I just want to go home, I don't want to be here, this is bullshit, and yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, I need help, yeah. And then I just sort of stayed there, and then it was a thought pattern I just went, and it was one of the exercises, and to be honest, I can't remember, it just clicked. And I came back to the table and I thought, no, that's enough. And it was when, actually I know what it was, but I got stood up at the front, and we call it like face the fucking truth, and I was standing there and I was just spitting all this vomit of just lies. Yeah, and he's going, no, it's not, why? Until we actually dove deep, and I realised what it was. And then with that realisation, I realised it was me. I could blame her, I could blame this, I could blame that, but it doesn't matter, it was all me. And I chose to let it affect me. When that happened, that's when the whole retreat just took the next level. I actually started enjoying it, I didn't care about being tired, I didn't care about this, blah, 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 blah. So, obviously you're gonna find all that out, but the biggest thing that happened is we will do it about setting your goals. And I obviously set these intentions and these goals throughout the retreat, like we're going to do. And one was simple. Now they're simple, but back then they were really challenging for me, really hard. Simple thing like finish the front of my house. Paint the front of my house. So why? So I could rent it out. So then I could go and move closer to the beach. So I could, and I wanted to put my business so I didn't have to work in it. And I had to, like during the day in an office, I wanted it. To them was an imagination, like up in the cloud, and it was all location free, blah blah blah. After that, after 3 months, I opened up my thing, didn't even realise it, and I achieved all the goals. And then in 6 months' time, didn't even look at it, opened it, and I achieved all the goals again, desired outcomes. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you every single day keep on doing the tools of proven results, you will get the results. And the one thing that I feel is, and that's why I stand up here today, and that's why I've been to the last 4 retreats, because the more that you get comfortable and to do these sort of things and to teach and to master, and that's why the live streams, the videos, all them sort of things are not about just seeing yourself looking pretty, it's that when you talk about it, you master, yeah? So, obviously my family went massive, my kids are like, just, I've never seen them unhappy anymore, they had like a lot of old anchors attached to me, and being an absolute fucking boring mess. I realised as well when I was on the retreat that not to worry about the kids. I still had this limiting belief, oh my kids are in trouble, and I had to get home to them and just, yeah, you know what I mean? And then I realised that, fuck, and I feel I can say this because I've got to fuck the kids, fuck everything else, they're okay, I need to do it for me, and me only, and yeah, me as a parent will just naturally look after them. But the reason I say it is that me being a mess, slamming doors, punching holes in the wall, fucking shit up, I might as well hit it myself, you know what I mean? I might as well just input that damage. So once all these realizations happened throughout the retreat, I just made a commitment to myself, not to anyone else, I didn't write it down, but just to myself, that I would never ever go back to that. And then I was like, well, how do I do that? How do I not ever go back to it? Well, then I need to be the identity every single day. How do I do that? Well, then I need to get on every single call, I need to push, I need to not think the negative. If I am, I need to reach out. Anything what I used to not do, I'm going to do the opposite. Do whatever it takes to fly here, to be in front of you guys, to teach, to thing, and then Lee goes, what do you need from me? I need to do this, I need to get uncomfortable, I need to grow, I need to... Just because if I didn't, I just wanted that commitment to myself, I'm not going back to that, yeah? So when we sort of say, like, what's your internal motivator? I don't have one anymore, to be honest, I don't. This is my new identity, I have never ever felt depressed. I've never been that slamming doors, punching holes, that's never even into my system. If I do have a challenge, I use the tools, I brush it off. If like, I'm going through challenges now, but I still just remember the tools, just remove myself, disassociate from it. Okay, it creeps in sometimes, and I'm like, ugh, but I'm noticing my head, it doesn't exist, and move on. So, but use this tool, like I say, from there, I've done all my goals, I've done my 6 months, I've done a year, my business changed dramatically to a point where I do, to be honest, I do like 6 hours a week, if that, and I still pay my mortgage, I still have a salary, and I still can do whatever I need to do. But through this process, I realised I used to do that much effort and get that much result. And then through the retreat, I've done the switch and do that much effort and get that much result. And whatever that is to you, mine was all about getting away from that and spending time with my family and committing to them 100%. So even though I might only work 6 hours a week, the rest of the time I'm walking on the beach with all the kids, making moments and experiences and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much where I've been to where I am today, and just doing whatever it takes. When you go back home, it's going to be challenging. I'm not going to bullshit. It was for me. I walked back in just even to the airport and deal with work stuff, go back to the building sites, all that sort of stuff. It's going to be challenging. But if you just keep on being that identity and stepping into it, you will achieve it. It's proven. Yeah. Any questions?
Rob says he remembers your breakthrough and you grew 2 foot taller after the retreat.
Yeah, so we had this thing every time I'd have a breakthrough, well, I'm assuming everyone said it, that I grew literally a foot taller. Because I was like this, I was like a little boy, but I was a man, but I was a little boy. The reason why I knew I was a little boy because I was too scared to speak. I was getting in my head. I was being emotional, but the wrong emotional. I was very, just to get out of it, I was crying and fight and rebut and this is bullshit. But so when that shift happened, and you wouldn't know what the difference between me being a boy and to me stepping into a man would be different for me to you. You know what I mean? But you will know the difference, and it's not massive. It's just a little bit. It's just a tad, and it's just them shifts. Because I can still sometimes now get into my family and push it over, this is too hard, and you know what I mean. And then I leave go, and I'm like, when I think about it, get out of it, because it's only this much. It's when we stay in it, it just gets harder to get out of it because you just become addicted to it, and that's where I was. So as we was peeling back the layers, yeah, I got a foot taller. And then we started discovering my true authentic self. I got a bit foot taller. I started rebirthing to go a foot taller. And then by the end of the retreat, I went from that to where I am today.
Sure.
Yeah.
Any questions for me?
So in a year, that just shows, you know, obviously we've built an amazing friendship. We are like family. You know, when I was going through my heartache, at the time Matty's been there. You know, when people leave, you know, I'll be honest though, I think he's the only one of my parents, and then obviously Jabbo and that and the rest of it. So you know, I thank him. His mum and his dad was the biggest skeptic. You know, he's in that. His mum's actually got a successful mindset business. She trains professional athletes. So, you know, and that's all because of that catalyst. Remember I said that it's not what you say, it's how you are. You just show up being that. You know, his kids and that they're doing live streams, they're doing breaking your patterns and the rest of that. You know, to speak to any advocate, they will know how you're talking about. So it's, you know, to see Matt as well, and even the challenges that, you know, there's always challenges, yeah? There's always personal challenges, and I'm really proud of him to be able to do that. I'm very protective of him as well, so it's like stuff you know, that he goes through. I'm just like, oh, let's just go and fuck it up, you know, and you know, he uses the tools, and it's great. Look, we both, you know, balance each other out as well. But you know, it's so important that he was over here for Father's Day. He's come to Melbourne twice. You know, we're going to Vegas and that soon, and LA, and doing all the other stuff. But you know, like these guys, I'm so pleased to have them here because, you know, like I say, with me, I've had my time. You know, I've got a bit of time on these guys. These guys, 1 year, 3 months. Not a bad effort, yeah. And they've both got children. You know, and like Matty said, he goes, don't worry about them. He goes, I need to fucking sort me out, and then that will sort it out. Because if you're broken or whatever, and that you need to sort yourself out, and then worry about your child. And that's exactly what he's on. He's going to change all this and that, his actions, and then from him, he doesn't sit down and go, well, all right, tell your children, we're going to do this, this, and this. He's just that energy, and his children follow him. Awesome stuff. Let's give him another round of applause. you know, obviously every time you guys step up, we want to give you like a little bit of a presence and more of a. Does everyone believe in energy, vibration? Yeah. Do you believe in like a symbolization for who you're at, and obviously.